Jan,
How are ya?
I'm good. You're never gonna believe it. I'm sewing.
I see that. Looks like you're making something beautiful.
I'm trying at least.
Okay, well, welcome to New It Too, everybody.
Yeah. I am working on a crazy quilt.
I see that.
It's the first one I've ever done.
Well, it's looking great.
I have a couple finished blocks.
Ooh, can I see?
I'm still doing the decorative stitching on them. but
Okay.
Get my little label out of here.
Why do you have labels on?
Well, I had them laid out on the floor the way I thought they looked good next to each other.
Okay.
So that's so I remember what goes where.
All right, good plan.
So, yeah.
So tell me, where did you get this pattern?
This is an AccuQuilt die.
It is.
It is.
Okay.
That
So
way I don't have to remember how it goes back together.
I like that. It's like a puzzle that you already know how to complete.
It's a puzzle with instructions.
Ooh, let me see that. So, do they come with the instructions?
They do, but you just have to go to their website and print it.
So, is it a free
It's
download?
free, yeah.
Okay, and then so it just shows you how to put it
Yep.
together.
Shows you how it all starts and then what pieces you put together in what order and then how you can do it all together if you want that way.
Because this looks really complicated. That's a lot of different fabrics to cut out.
It is 10 different fabrics on this one.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So let me see what you're stitching over here.
Oh, so right now I'm doing these little flowers. And I'm using matte thread. I thought it might
Ooh,
show up
those
kind of
are
pretty.
those cape designs. that are
They
built
sure
into
are.
It.
And you know what? This is all cape fabric too.
It is cape fabric. I love cape fabric. It is happy fabric.
Yeah, and so I'm just sewing my little decorative stitches right now. And what I've really liked about this is they have this lovely line in the middle of your presser foot.
Oh, that helps you keep it
So I'm
straight
just
on
lining
the
it up on my seam.
And look on the screen. It shows what part of the
Uh-huh.
pattern it's on.
Yep.
Are you even having to use your hands?
I mean, I'm just kind of guiding it straight, but not really.
That looks so easy.
Yeah, I mean, I could just talk here and use my hands to chit chat, and it's just gonna keep sewing.
Oh, this is too cool.
Isn't that fun?
I love that.
Yeah. Do you want me to show you how?
these beautiful designs?
Aren't those fun? Yeah, they've got these little swirly guys.
And you can see
And
the
then I
little
did
flowers
diamonds.
back there that she's working on. What's the next one you're gonna do?
I think I'm gonna do these little circle with the flower inside of it.
Oh, that'll be pretty too.
So, and I think I'm gonna do those out of this matte blue.
So, what kind of thread is that?
This is embellish matte.
Embroidery thread?
Sure is.
I like that.
I thought it would be a nice contrast on the fabric to
It
have the
is.
matte thread instead
It
of something
is,
shiny.
because I don't know that shiny would have looked right for that since
I don't
it's
think
the
so.
quilting. I think that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else can you show me here so I'll know how I'm going to get this whole thing put together?
You want me to show you how I cut these out?
I do want you to show me how you cut those out.
We're gonna have to walk over here.
Okay, we're walking over here. Oh, look here. Before we walk too far, look at this. There's fabric.
Got the Benertex pre-cuts over here.
So when you say pre-cuts, what all comes in the pre-cuts?
Well, we've got the fat quarters. What are they? Layer cakes, the 10 by 10s.
Yes.
The charm packs, the 5 by 5s, and then around on the other side.
Oh, let's go over to the other side.
I'm running
I'll
really
follow
fast.
you fast.
Have all the strips. So
Okay. And they're all can go together, and then all those fat quarters, look at all of the
I
different
know.
colors of things you can pick out. So you all can come into the store and find exactly what you need for your next project, and we'll help you put it all together.
and I don't know if you guys are like me, but I have a bit of a fabric addiction since somebody here got me hooked on sewing.
Well, I'm sorry.
And I just keep buying fabric, even though
It's
I don't know what I'm
true.
going to do
That
with
addiction is not hard to start, is
it.
it?
It's hard. So I used the big.
Okay, so there's two
die.
different sizes.
There-
Oh, can you hold it up there or bring that one over here so we
Absolutely.
can see the difference in it?
So this one is
That's
a
the one we're
10-inch
doing.
Finished. Yep. And they also have a 6-inch finished.
Okay, so what other than their different sizes, what is the point of having the two different sizes?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. What is the point, Jan?
Well, how many different cutters are there?
Oh, yes. Yes, there's 3. And this one will only fit through the big electric.
Okay, so if you have the hand crank cutters, you're gonna have to use that
Yep.
one. And it's still the same pattern, it's just in a little bit smaller version of it. Good to know, good to know, okay.
Or maybe we could make a little pillow to go with our tiny
Oh, I think that sounds fabulous. So we're here at the big one, even though we've got the small one out,
Yes.
right?
Uh-huh.
And so, tell me, how would we go about making this happen?
Yeah, I wanted to show you the die is labeled. So with all your different pieces.
I'm gonna get close to that.
Yeah. So whenever I cut out all the pieces for our little wall hanging that we're putting together. I layered 5 fabrics on here. You can cut up to 6 at a time. I just had 10 fabrics that I was cutting, so I figured split them half and half.
Okay.
So I did 5 and 5, and then just pinned them all in their letter and labeled the letter and set it aside.
So if you were to run your hand over that, can you feel the blade?
No.
Okay. So it's not dangerous.
No.
Okay.
Well, and you can put your hands in here too.
Okay, let me see. Is there not a blade in there?
Nope, no blade, just some rollers, and you'll see there's even a little finger light that comes on whenever you have your fingers in there.
What?
It's a little finger.
It's like, don't touch that.
Yeah.
But you can't hurt yourself in there.
Nope.
Because really what that's doing is applying the pressure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So if you are prone to accidents like I am, or if you have little ones
What?
that you're teaching how to sew, that's a good option too.
So can you demonstrate how it cuts?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me set
Okay.
this one in here for a second. Put that back away.
So which one are you going to cut for me?
How about half square triangles?
I love that.
Everybody uses half square triangles.
Yes, we do.
I
Those are
have-
used for just darn near everything.
And you can do up to 6 layers at a time. And if you plan ahead, you can layer them right sides together. So whenever you get it over to your machine, you
You're
can
just picking up the
pick
pair.
it up and go.
Well, and you don't have to use everything on the die, do you?
No.
Okay, so I noticed that they're like not square to the board. What's
Yep.
that all about?
Well, if it was square to the board, you'd be trying to start cutting on this flat edge. Versus if they turn it cattywampus just a little, that is a technical term there, cattywampus.
Okay.
Then you're starting on the point and it just gets a better cut.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So which ones do we want to cut? This one or this one?
I want to cut the half square triangles.
This one?
Yep.
I'm just gonna lay my fabric on there, but you have to line it up with the blades, not with the die,
Got it.
or else you're gonna end up with your bias cuts.
Got it.
And nobody wants that.
No, because a bias cut would twist, and when you have a twisted quilt piece, you
Can you
have
imagine a twisty, wonky, crazy quilt?
Oh, that sounds painful. Let's not do that.
And then for the electric here, we're just
I'm going to get on
stick
this
that in,
end.
and I'm just gonna. Oh, it got mad at me. There it goes.
Look, all you did was give it a little
I just gave
push,
it a little boop, boop.
and then it's going to pop out on this end.
Let it run. And now I just want to take my mat off, right?
No,
Want to give it some love.
give it some love.
And slide off our mat.
Okay.
And then here are all of my trash.
And they're already right sides together.
They are.
So-
And you've got our dog-eared corners
So where am I sewing on this thing?
from point to point.
It's perfect every time.
It is.
I love it.
Do you remember whenever I first started here and I didn't know how to sew? And I was trying to work on that first quilt block, and I came in and I'm like, it's not working. You're like, oh, Ashley, you're not cutting straight. And you're not sewing
I
straight.
hope I was nicer about it than that. Look at this new die that just came in too.
Oh my gosh, yes, the canning jar.
Yes, isn't that fun?
It's too cute.
Because I know there's all sorts of pretty fabrics out there. I've even seen fabrics that look like
I wonder if they
fruits
have-
and vegetables.
Oh, look, they put flowers in it too.
Oh, they're mixing their dyes
And they put-
together.
Sailboats in them. Or they made a snow globe.
Oh, how cute!
So it doesn't just have to be what it says it is.
No, it doesn't. I mean, that's something that we've really been talking about a lot lately. Is that look beyond what something actually is to see if you can make it be more than it is.
Yeah, I mean, how many times have we taken the bird cloth and made neck pillows? You know?
That's true. I mean, you don't always have babies around, so
No,
yeah.
no.
So, do you want to show me how this block goes together?
Absolutely. We'll go right up to the iron.
Okay. So, what iron are we coming up to over
I
here?
have the Little Star Smart U up here.
Okay, let me get on this side of the
But I've
iron.
cut out all of our pieces. And so, you're fine.
Here, let me get on this far end. There, now I can see Ashley's face.
I've got all my pieces cut out here. And this is just on that small crazy quilt die that we just did.
Okay.
And they're all ironed and ready to go. But this doesn't really look like a square, does it?
Well, it looks like it has the potential to be a square.
You know how much you scooch them together, they don't quite make a square.
Why is that?
Because they've got all your seam allowance in there.
Okay, so they have all the seam allowances.
Yeah.
So, how do you know which ones to put together when?
The instructions.
Can
But
you show me again?
I've done enough of them now.
You don't need the
I
instructions?
can remember how it goes together.
Okay.
So it's the first 3 it's going to have us put together is A, B, and C. And then
Okay.
you do these 2, and then these 2, and then these 2, and then this one.
So let's see how you can put this together real quick.
Absolutely. Let me finish up sewing this line of my decorative stitching, and then we'll get it ready for this.
That sounds great.
Alrighty, so I've got my first 3 pieces that we're going to put together here.
And that's ABC?
That's A, B, and C.
Okay.
But first thing, I need to switch over to my 1/4 inch foot. And
Oh, okay.
so I'm just going to pop my little...
Ooh, that looked easy.
It is.
Let me see how you put that on there.
Just got this little lever on the back side, push it straight down, we're good to go.
Hey.
I know. So, and then they have, just like on the half square triangles, you know, you've got your little dogged corners. So you just line up your pieces. And the corners make it easy to figure out what's supposed to go where.
And so you're just doing the 1/4 inch, so you line up the
Yeah.
fabric with the edge of the foot?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I am still in my decorative stitching, so I need to go right
Oh
back.
yeah, we should probably change that.
There
That
we
would
go.
make it a very interesting seam allowance.
Yeah, that would be probably kind of difficult to iron flat whenever we're
It
done.
would be very difficult.
So get my little piece lined up. And get to sewing. And it's going to do its little tacking stitch at the beginning. Get my little corner lay flat there. And do my little knot. And cut.
So what all are you touching on the front here?
I had my little tack stitch and then my scissor button. And then I raise and lower my presser foot with my knee.
Oh, let's see that.
Yeah. So you got your little knee bar?
Huh. It's like aerobic sewing.
I know, you gotta get all into it.
Okay, so how does C go on?
So C is gonna line up on the edge of this piece. So, choop. And this is what took me a little bit, because you know, with my learning how to sew brain, I'm like, that doesn't look right.
Because it looks like it's going to be flipped the wrong direction.
Yes.
But when you open it, it is correct.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the first chunk of it.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we've got those 3 pieces.
Yep.
All
so
right.
I'm gonna iron.
So we're coming back over to the Laura Star.
Yep. And I don't know, do you steam whenever you are ironing your quilts?
You know, I don't because I think it stretches the fabric, but I'm not going to say I don't ever. I mean, I do it sometimes.
I mean, I've had people tell me yes and no, so.
I've heard both myself. The one thing I love about the Laura Star, here, can you hold that up?
I'm not burning myself.
It's dry steam.
Yeah.
So I think
My
the
quilt's dry.
whole point about whether or not you want to steam it when you're doing it, if it's wet steam,
Yeah.
and then the fabric gets wet, it can stretch. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's really handy.
There's our first 3.
Yep, okay.
That's our bottom section.
Okay. Now, what pieces are we getting here?
This is, I don't remember what they're labeled, D and E.
Okay,
And same thing, line up our little pieces. Boop, 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 boop.
and we're going to sew that together?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
And we're going to do that with all of it.
All right, here we go. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
And then you're getting your next set.
Yep.
I won't make you all sick by throwing the video
Video back and
back
forth.
and forth. So after you got one block done, it was probably easy to do the other 10 blocks, right?
Yes. After I had to read the instructions for the first couple, and after that I'm like, oh,
I got it.
I kinda got this. The hard part was keeping your pieces separated and remembering what piece is what. Because if
Correct.
you don't have them laid out, then you're like,
Which way does it go? That makes sense because they're
Yeah.
odd shapes.
they are.
Of course, the other part about a crazy quilt is even if you do, you know, they don't all have to be in the same place.
No.
And if you do get it mixed up, being that it's a crazy quilt, it doesn't really affect the
Exactly.
overall outcome of the look of the quilt.
I mean, and with mine, it's a different piece or a different fabric in every block.
Here, show me.
Because, so like, this is that A, B, and C that we just
Uh-huh.
did. So, then you see A, B, and C of the next one
Oh, I see.
are different.
So it's going to be crazy no matter what you do.
Exactly. Well, and that's partially because of the way I layered the fabric,
Mm-hmm.
and then I pulled the fabric on top from section A, the second fabric from section B, and the third fabric from section C, so on and so forth.
Okay.
And then every time you do that, you're now with less pieces, and so 1, 2, and 3 is going to change every time.
Got it.
So you end up with your different pieces.
Okay,
Or
so-
you could also take the top one off of number 1 and put it on the bottom. The
That's
top
true.
one off of number 2 and put
It
it on the
occurs to me that this isn't something that you should overthink.
No, and I had one at the very end where because I had enough for 10 blocks, and my piece is just going to be 3 by 3, so it's just going to be 9 blocks. And at the end, somehow I messed up my order somewhere because I ended up with 2 of the same thing right next to each other.
Oh well, life is hard.
It's a good thing that was my extra.
So now how do you do the next part from here?
Well, I need to cut my pieces apart and iron them.
Okay, so we're gonna go back over to the iron.
Back over here. Need to get my scissors sharpened.
Oh, I hear that.
Good thing we do that here.
Oh yeah, I lost mine last week, and Ashley found
I
them.
found them.
Yeah, I managed to squish around in the warehouse trying to find something, and she found them stuck to a piece of tape on a box.
The box stole your scissors.
I knew it was where I lost them. I just couldn't figure out where they were. Anything else nifty you can tell me about this ironing board?
It has a fan or a blower in the board itself. So
Okay.
right now it's set to pull all the steam down. So it's pulling the steam through my pieces of fabric. But
Okay.
if I press this little fan button on the front of the iron here, you'll see it'll switch and it kind of lifts
it
up.
lifted
Look,
up.
it's blowing my papers away. So it's going to blow the steam up and through your kind of lighter, more
Okay.
delicate fabrics.
And then what's this down here?
that's our boiler.
So
so your
the
water goes in up
water's
here.
not in the iron.
No.
So it's not going to drip.
Nope.
Okay.
So it heats down here, sends it up through the hose, heats again here, out through the iron. And that's what gives
Awesome.
you that dry microfine steam.
Oh,
And it's so good you can steam your pieces away.
that's okay. We'll have to get those picked up.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. The one that stayed is the one that I needed next.
Oh, good.
So this one and this one going to get sewn together,
Okay.
and then we just have to sew the rest of it.
Okay. I'll watch you. I'll leave you alone so you can do this.
Okay.
Keep my
You shocked me.
I did shock you. I don't know if y'all heard that snap there. And of course, you're doing it on the beautiful K475 quilting machine here.
Well, I figured I was using Kaffe fabric. I had to use Kaffe stitches too.
Absolutely.
So, and those are only on the Kaffe machine. So,
Yeah. If you're gonna go all the way, right?
exactly. And
Yeah.
you guys know I'm not a seamstress by any means.
I don't know, but this machine makes me happy just looking at
It
it.
isn't it pretty?
It is. Okay, and we're back over here to the ironing.
Back to iron again. And I'm sure there's a right and wrong way to iron these, but I don't know it.
Well, I can kind of fill you in on that, even though you're a little far gone for me to have to explain it. You always want to iron like to the dark side, although when I'm looking at these fabrics, that's kind of hard to say because they're all a very medium tone.
Yes.
But you also want to think about it in terms of if they're all going like on this piece, flip it over. So they're all going one direction. So the piece that you would have that attaches to it, they would go the opposite direction so that you don't have all the bulk of the seams together.
Got it.
But,
Did I kind of did that because
Well,
this
let's
is going to
find out.
connect here.
and then let's see the back side. Yeah,
Ha! Look at me go.
you did it and you didn't even know it. So what do we sew together next?
So we have this now.
Oh, it's starting to look like a square.
I know.
So what goes together?
These here.
Okay. Here we go again. I noticed you're not using pins.
No,
Do you need to?
I mean, I don't. You probably could.
You could, but I think with these being such short distances, I'm not sure that would be necessary.
You know me. I'm not near enough of a perfectionist to be a good quilter.
That is so not true.
But I've learned you don't have to be a perfectionist to be a good quilter.
You don't.
Especially when crazy quilts don't have any points that have to match.
Well, not to mention the amount of energy that it takes to be that upset about whether or not it's turning
gosh.
out right. It kind of kills the fun.
Unless you enjoy that kind of stuff, I mean, don't make it harder than it needs to be.
Absolutely. And like you say, this is probably the most forgiving block there is because things don't actually line up.
Exactly.
I mean, if you had it on there backwards, it would be obvious, but
Yeah.
okay. Is everybody getting crazy from the camera swinging around?
Maybe. They might be seasick by the end of it.
We appreciate y'all being patient with us not available last week.
I know somebody thought they had to go party with management meetings.
I was doing a whole lot of learning, and I'm telling you guys, you be watching out. There are some great things coming up in the Be Sew In world. We have one of the newest things that's coming up is the Floriani event. It's at different dates at all the different stores.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll have to fill you in on that one. I'll show you that poster before we get done today, so you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's going on, and people want to sign up for that before they miss out on their chance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because some of our other events are already full now.
That's right. We love that. We love that y'all are excited about coming and joining us and having a great time.
Absolutely.
Boy, that's a quiet machine.
Isn't it?
You make it look so easy, Ashley.
Shh, we're pretending.
Okay.
We're pretending I know what I'm doing.
Well, it looks to me like you know what you're doing. You must have had a really good teacher.
I think I did.
Oh my gosh, Ashley.
It's so cute.
Look at that.
It's so tiny.
That was not hard at all.
No, and see, if you're better than me, then your things would have lined up on the edge. But, not too bad for,
You know
the 2 minutes it took me to do
It's
it.
within the realm of being completely acceptable.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So
I would not rip that out.
It's just the tiny version of what we've already done.
Ooh, I have to get my camera higher for that. It's beautiful. And I love how K fabric looks good in any way on this.
Oh, yeah. And the next
Okay.
thing you might notice,
Oh, what did you do?
I've got a fusible power mesh on the back of this.
Why did you do that?
Because we're going to have some pretty heavy decorative stitches.
And you don't want the...
I don't want to deal with the puckering.
No, that is a perfect solution for that.
But I just waited till I was done piecing everything and,
And then
put
you
that
power
on.
mesh.
So,
I love it. And I noticed you use the beige color.
Uh-huh.
It also comes in white or black, so
Yes.
it'd probably be a good idea to use something that's like going to match well with that fabric.
Yeah. You know why I used the beige?
Because it's what was open.
That's what we had open.
Okay, so what are we talking about here? We just showed you
Crazy quilt.
Crazy Quilt, and we showed you how to put it together, and we talked
Decorative
about the decorative stitches. So
Do you
if
want to
you're,
see some of the other decorative stitches?
oh, we got a few more things we got to get to,
yeah.
but I invite everybody to go in and see the wonderful stitches you have on the Cave machines.
Absolutely.
What we want to tell you about is what is the special this week.
Well, we really like our matte thread.
Okay, so are we doing a prize?
We're doing a prize.
Yay!
And we're doing a discount.
And a discount. Oh, I love
We're
it.
double dipping.
Okay, so let's do the discount first.
Okay, so our crazy quilt here is a block on board die.
Is that what Bob means?
That's what Bob means. He's a Bob.
Oh, look, if you look at it real close, it says that. Block on board.
And it says create an entire block with just one die.
As opposed to, say, having a die that cuts out half square triangles and one that cuts squares.
Yeah.
Where you're having to go back and assemble it all back
Absolutely.
together.
This one cuts the whole thing on one board.
I
And
love
there's a
that.
whole bunch of those.
There is a whole bunch of those.
So these are some of my favorites because they have instructions on how to put it all together and make something really pretty.
Yep.
And you don't have to be the creative mind that figures it out.
I love it.
So
So what's the special on that?
we're going to have all of our Bob dies 20% off.
I think that sounds absolutely fabulous.
Sounds good.
Okay, and so what's the prize this time?
Well, if they like,
Like,
share,
share,
and comment,
and comment.
one of you is going to get a 3-pack of embellished matte thread.
Oh, I love that. Look how pretty those are. That's just like all the beautiful purples.
And I think that it's really close to the one that I was using.
Yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. Okay, I love that. So, Ashley, why don't you take over for me, and I'm going to talk to you about this Floriani event.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, we're going to go over here to
trade
this
cameras.
poster. Got it? Okay.
Yep.
All right, just so you know, I'm still alive here, folks.
There you go.
This is the
She's
new
Vanna.
Floriani event, and this is going to be with DJ and Debbie. That's the folks that you see here. You talk about someone who really knows what they're talking about when it comes to software. Every time they come, I learn something fabulous from them, and learn new ways to use that software. Or maybe you're like, I don't even know how to use software, and I'm not sure if I want to use software. This is the perfect thing for you to come to so that you can find out if this is the right fit for you, if it's the thing that you want to add to your sewing arsenal, is how to digitize your own designs. As you can see, it is at all the different locations. I don't know if you can kind of zoom in on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can't read from that direction. And it's going to be on March 6th in Springfield, Missouri, March 7th in Muskogee, March 9th in Humble, Texas, April 29th in
Here.
Oklahoma City,
May
May 3rd in Fayetteville, and May 6th in Tulsa. So there's an opportunity to go to that at any one of our locations. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my gosh, it's only $39.
It's only $39. It is limited seating. We do include lunch with that. But I'm telling you what, that's going to be some of the best $39 you ever spent, because you're going to learn so much about it, find out if it's something that you want to get into.
Yeah.
We invite all of you to sign up for that. You can sign up online, or you can call your local store. Either way, we're here to help you out with it. We have enjoyed showing you Knew It Too this week. I hope y'all enjoyed Ashley's presentation. I know I learned a lot from her. So remember, what are we going to do?
We're gonna like, share,
share,
and comment.
so that you all can have that opportunity to win a prize. Just do that by 5 p.m. on Thursday, and then we'll have a drawing, and one lucky winner is going to win that. And come on in the store to get a bob at 20% off.
Heck yeah.
All right.
See you
Thanks,
then.